Hey guys, welcome back for another Java tutorial. And in this one we're going to be talking about something that's called an isValid method or a valid method. So as you can see, I still have all these getters and setters and constructors from before, so I'm just going to leave them there. But in the main code, I went ahead and I imported the random class, and I set up the random class to choose a random integer between 1 and 10. So this is going to work with our program that we're going to do. So what a valid method is a method that checks the validity of a calculation or a number from the user or something to make sure that, to kind of reduce the amount of problems that might arise in your program. So we're going to do with public boolean isValid. So we need boolean because the valid is going to either be true or false. So we'll start it off as false because you just want to make sure it's false. But we didn't do the parameters for this yet. So let me go over the driver code and let's see, let me explain what we're going to use for that to pass. So far what this program does is it asks the user for a number and then it's going to end up comparing it to whatever the computer randomized. And if the user entered a greater number, we're going to say that they won. But this only goes between 1 and 10. So it really wouldn't be fair if the user was able to enter, let's say 15, because then they'd win every time regardless of what the computer picked. So we want to put a limitation on what the user can enter, and that's where the valid method comes in. We're going to test their number to make sure it's between 1 and 10. So when you test their number, you're going to need to pass it the integer in the parameters. And just to make sure that the user knows, you might want to print out enter num between 1 and 10. But let's focus on the valid method because I seem to be going back and forth and I don't know if I'm confusing you guys or what. But let's just focus on the valid method now. So far we have the public method. We have its return type to be a boolean because we want it to either be true or false. And then we have the parameters, which is the number that the user picks. So now we're going to actually code the valid method, which would be if num greater than or equal to 1 and num less than or equal to 10, valid equal true. And then we're going to return valid. So basically all this method does is it takes a Boolean variable and turns it from being false to being true if this condition is true. And then we just return. If this condition is not true, then this valid is just false. So then it will just return valid, and that would always be false. So now we're going to use that method in here, but we're going to use it in an interesting way for what you might think. So we're going to use a loop for this, and we're going to use a do while loop, and we're going to put it around these two lines of code right here. And the while condition for this loop is going to be while this is not valid. Like while their entry is continually not valid, we're going to keep asking them until they do a valid integer input. So how you do not is with the exclamation point, and that's for everything. Like if you want to do not equals, it's exclamation point, or not less than. Actually, I don't think that actually works, but the not is an exclamation point. So you want to put the exclamation point and then info dot is valid and then pass their number into that. And then why is this giving me a error message? Num cannot be resolved to a variable. Oh, okay. Because num needs to be up here. And there we go. So that's a way to that was Java saying that you can't declare it inside the loop and check it here. You have to declare it outside of the loop. But anyway, this is saying while this is not valid, the exclamation point plus the method, because this method is equivalent to a Boolean. So this would be like saying while it's not true. But because it's a method that we want to check, we wrote the method ourselves. We're going to write the valid method out. So now let's run this. Oh, wait, hold on, wait. Before we run the program, let's write the if statement for this main class, which would be if num greater than random, print out congrats, you've won. Else we're gonna print out sorry, try again next time. So now let's run this program. And now enter a number between 1 and 10. And let's do let's try 15. And enter a number between 1 and 10. And as you can see, like it'll just keep doing that until you actually follow the rules and say 8. Congrats, you've won. So that's a way to tailor your input from the user to a variable, to a value that you can work with, so that your program encounters less problems. Because of this, like I said, if this method, this valid method wasn't here, then they could just keep entering 15 every time, and they'd win every time because the computer can't go that high. So it would kind of be a waste of a program, because then there'd be no challenge to it. So let's recap real quick about what we did. We just went over the valid method, but let's recap with this do while loop. This do while loop right here is probably the only part that's a little confusing for you guys, but like I said, the exclamation point is just saying not, and it's saying while this is not valid, because it is a Boolean. So only when this is false, this entire thing is false, will this thing activate again. Which is why when we entered a valid input such as 8, it let us continue on to this if statement right here. So I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial, and thanks for watching.